see, all of us did a great job. And I know already, as I can see, that all of you also did a great job. So many teams already submitted their final submission. You have 4 more minutes, so please wrap it up and send it to our email. As you know, official part of GeCCo has finished, but there are still so many things for you to see, to find out, and also to do. Firstly, we have our keynote speaker, Raphael Albergarias, who is already online. Raphael, stage will be yours in just a few seconds, minutes. After that, we'll be saying a few thank you notes from the core team, and as well our project manager of GeCCo 2017, Katya, will give you a short closing speech. And after that, we'll be discussing your next steps, the things you have to complete to assure that everything is according to the rules. Raphael, are you... Can you hear me, Raphael?
Yes, I can. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, and you? After 24 hours, I guess you're a little bit, you need to rest a bit, huh? After that.
A little bit, yes. It's have only been a few hours of sleep, but everything's okay. Are you ready to present your keynote speech to our GeCCo participants?
Yes, ready.
Yeah, they're very excited. And firstly, you'll be presenting your speech, and after that, if they're going to have any questions, I will let you know. Can you please, did you turn on your camera?
It seems that I'm not available to. Oh, sure. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So the stage is yours, and keep on rocking.
Thank you. Can you see the presentation?
Not yet.
You will. No. Let me see.
Here, Gonders. Raphael, there should be a button like near the mute button, the video button, and the next button should be turned on the screen.
Yeah, no, I did it a couple minutes ago, but
okay.
But where is it, my bad?
It's next to the mute.
Yeah, it's on. It's okay, but Kim, are you there? No, she's not.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Raphael, I will make you as a presenter. Yep.
Okay, someone gave me the present. Now, are you seeing?
Yeah. Yes, everything's okay now.
So, shall we?
Yeah, you can start.
Yeah. So, I'm talking a little bit about the challenge of leadership for the new generation of PMs. We have a lot of challenges these days because we have a very complex world which is connected all the time. So I'm here to make some kind of contextualizing what we are supposed to understand about this. At least it's my point of view. I'm a project manager for the last 12, 13 years, and here in Brazil it's very common that we work and study at the same time. So it's a lot of challenges. You have to balance your life, your personal life. You have to balance people's needs and to balance this yourself. So I'm going to talk about this context in a broader sense. So the first thing that you need to understand about project management is about to align expectations and to understand everybody needs in the group. So you need to understand your team, your company, your client. You have to understand everybody. And as a project manager, normally you have a lot of responsibility, but you do not have all the authority that you need to do things. So you have to kind of be very careful with everybody's expectations when you're doing to managing a project. It's very complex for new generations to understand that, because today we have an on-demand world. So you want to see your soap opera or your film, and you go to Netflix and just click it and you have this available. So this kind of patience, understand the timing of things, it's the kind of problem that you have today with young project managers. Everybody wants everything on time, online, all the time, everything available, so it does not work like that. And we have a workforce that has the same expectations, so we have to be very careful in order to install some kind of psychological contract with your team. About project management itself, I can say I'm from Brazil, so here we do not ask if project management is necessary or not. We ask the value of project management, because most of the times here, at least here in Brazil, we have project management based on some kind of frameworks like PMBOK, like Axelos. And we have a problem here because most of the project managers are not ready to deal with people. They are very good technical, but they have a kind of problems like to understand people, to understand business, how to balance this kind of complexity. So to new project managers, what I can tell you is that you have to prove the value of project management. It's about to have less risks in your project, about to increase the value for your shareholder in order to you can deal with the responsibilities. You have the matrix of responsibility in the project, and to make this kind of clear, that's the key issue that you have about the technical part of project management. So to lead the team, you need to understand the responsibility of everybody which is involved in that. The problem is that the world is changing. When you talk about geographical coverage, you can send a service or a product to all over the world. GeCCo is a sample of that. I'm here in Brazil, you're all over the world, and we're here talking about project management and how to deliver value to the market. The stress caused by time to market, you have a very, very problematic market that today that is very competitive, and you have competitors from all over the world, and you do not know exactly the strategy that they have. So you're in a lot of pressure, and the need for quality and the technical complexity, it's going sky high. And the level of investment is too high, because now you have all the products that are done. Most of times they have they go down so fast. If you have a telephone, for example, in 2 or 3 years, you have to replace it. If you have a car, maybe in 5 years, you have to replace it. So the life cycle of projects are going smaller, and also the life cycle of the products are smaller. So have to deal with that all the time. And the availability of resources are very low, because you have to fight against new ideas all the time, innovation, and against all your competitors in this scenario. So it's a very stressful environment for project management. So the new project managers, they should be care about this, understand how to balance this, the needs that they have with the needs that the team has. The team, to me, it's the most important part of every project. If I do not have a good team, I cannot deliver the results to the organizational level. They do not care how we're going to do things. They want things done and fast, and with the smallest budget that you can use. So you have to have a team that thinks together with you. You have to create a psychological contract. So this is very complex for the project manager to do this, with even if a senior project manager. When you go to a younger project manager, it's very complex to understand that people are the key issue, and you have to have patience, and you have to deliver them a lot of inputs, feedbacks in order to make them grow together with you. And another issue that you have is that, well, we talk a lot about the strategy, and we had what you think about the deliberate strategy. So you yesterday you had a plan, and this plan took some time to not be in place. And today you have a lot of emergent strategy. You have to think everybody together to change. So you have a lot of kind of rework and have to do it again and have to change the project all the time. So it's another pillar for the project manager to be aware of the problems that these kind of things create, because this is stressful environment. It's not only for your team, but also for your clients and also for your sponsor. So you have a lot of emotional intelligence in place in order to make this happen very clearly. And nowadays, you have to execute. There is a very good book of Hans Charan that the name is Execution, and it's clear that the planning phase is important, but also you have to have the ability to change the planning and to do as it goes. And for most of Anglo-Saxon world, it's very complex to deal with this kind of change. Here in Brazil, it's very easy for us because we are the opposite. We most of times do not plan, and we execute this. So I guess we need a balance between these both words. To plan a lot, it's useless because you are in a changing world, and to do not plan, it's very risky because you do not have time to deal with all the cover that you have to have with this complexity. So we have to see also the organizational culture. We do not have a culture in organizations in order that you deal to develop people. Most of times it's very challenging. People are fighting, and all the time they want a better position in their jobs. And most of times this alignment of understanding for the project is very bad because most of times you do not have you cannot understand the written agenda that most of people have. So you have to understand how is the organizational culture that you have in the organization, how it works, how this deliver an environment for your project in order that you can think about project management, and also to go for results. So you have to understand the balance and the lines of power that you have in your hierarchy model in your organization. So it's a key point for project managers if they look this as IPMA with the contextual competences. The organizational culture is the key problem that we have. If you don't understand how your organization runs, if you're not able to manage and also to lead people inside of it, because most of the time you have to talk with people that are not from your area, it's another area, and you have to lead them to bring results, even if you do not have a man of power over them. So you do not have a direct hierarchy among you. So you have to understand this very carefully. And to understand this very carefully, you have to understand about, to me, the great point that you have nowadays about management itself, and of course this comes to project management, which is about complexity. Complexity by itself is complex. When you see the lifetime cycle of a project, as long as it's bigger and more effort that you have complexity all around. It needs to put everything together. So there is no agreement about the specific definition of complexity. And you have a lot of variables in order that you need to deal with. And the project manager, through leadership, he has to understand this and try to focus in a way that we create some kind of balance in that team in order people understand what's going on and they can report not only to you but among themselves to create a network, a huge network inside the project. It's not about hierarchy, it's about how you create a line of communication that people understand the problem and they can make it better and they can commit themselves to that. So it's very complex to project managers. I divide complexity in two basic pillars of complexity. When you need to understand and to address complexity, I address two things. One thing is the technical complexity. When you have everything about the technological side of the project. So what's going on, what kind of technology I'm using, is this new or not new? Do I have to work this with a lot of interconnected disciplines or not? So the technical complexities, a lot of times people deal with that, and that's fine. It's not a problem at all. But the key point here for leadership, it's about the social complexity that are the reader agenda that you have among people, the interest in the interests that you have to balance among all stakeholders to make them go for the project. So you do not make things for your company or for your clients. You make for people that are for your client or for your company. So you have to understand who are they, how they work, what kind of society do they belong to, okay? So this complexity, this social complexity, that's the key issue for the leadership, because you have to deal with a lot of understandings, a lot of cultures. The world now is very small. Everybody's working with everybody. So it's very, very, very an issue it's a challenge for the new generation of project managers. It's not a challenge also for them. It's a challenge for all people that are working with management itself, not only project management, but it's a key point. If I understand these in a PM systems or the variables that I have, what do I want? My company and my clients, they want the results no matter what. They want to deliver whatever they put the resources to achieve. And well, the problem is that you have independent variables that are the complexity, social complexity, and also the technical complexity. And what's the moderators that you have? It's I can put this as the eye of the competence. You have the ability to see this in a contextual word, to understand the business, to understand how we deal with that, how can we see this, how can I deliver results to the organization that I'm working into, which kind of behavioral competence do I have, which kind of leadership, it's a behavioral competence. How do I self-manage myself? How do I'm open for people that are in my team, and not only my team, but work in the project, that they can give me some feedback? How do they feel comfortable with me? How can I give them some consultancy inside? So that's the kind of things that makes difference in the project management environment. And you also have, of course, the technical competences, which is about how you're going to do your WBS. It's okay, it's fine. How are you going to analyze the risks? But if you're going to analyze risks or to make some kind of availability of resources for WBS, which is not well done, well, it's kind of problematic. And as a project manager, you must understand that you are not the one who has the truth with you. You need people in order to give an idea to make things work. How to spread responsibility. That's very problematic for new project managers, because to deliver and to share your responsibility, it's a part of the leadership that you have. You are a leader not only when you make people follow you. You are a leader when you are ready to make new leaders, to develop people, to make people understand, to make people part of it. So that's a key issue that most of project managers do not understand well, even if when they're beginners. Not only to beginners, but when you see senior project managers, sometimes they do not have this ability. And you know, the stakeholders in the project organization, it's a point, again, you to see this better, because the project manager, he is the key stakeholder to make the balance of the system. So he has to need a project sponsor, has to deal with them. It's very complex because sponsor always looks for results, not only if how the results are going to be achieved. And you have to be the project manager that you have to translate the language of business to execution, to the project management team and to the project team and to the organization by itself. So most of the time as a project manager, you just ask for things. You do not demand. You do not have the authority to demand this for the entire organization. You can demand this for a project management team, which is very small, but you have a PMO or have the engineering area or the HR area or the IT area. You have just to ask. And if you do not have this available and this capability developed with your leadership and skills of communication and negotiation, you're not going to go very, very far. The balance of project success, it's very, 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 it's very, very complicated to have, because you have to balance time, scope, okay, cost, and you have a customer over you, and you have a boss that you say, it's okay, just go for there. And the other side, sometimes you have clients with money, and most of the times you do not have. And you have to balance all these arrangements in order to make things go forward. And if you fall, there is a lot of people to make you feel bad with that. So you have to be very careful who helps you to develop this skill and who helps you on the daily basis. It's your team. So to me, the great challenge of leadership for new generation is to deal with complexity in the interconnected world. And the key issue, if I have to summarize all this, is how do you deal with yourself? How do you balance your personal life with your work life, and how you're going to respect each other, because most of people do not care about the problems that the team they have, and they are not ready to create psychological contracts. I guess the key term in all this presentation that I have to give to you, it's about the psychological contract. How we're going to make people connected with you, how we make them feel to trust you, to bring trust to the relation, to make them give their best. So that's the point, that's the key challenge for leadership. It's how to create a world in your project, an environment in your project, that you can have people together with you, that they fight for the project, that they believe, and you create this trust environment. So that's what I have to here too, that I can share with you, to present to you, to make this understand, and I'm open to questions for you. So thank you very much for listening, and I'm open here to receive any questions that you have, or simple, any points that you want to discuss with. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation, and definitely, yes, I think all of the participants of this year's GeCCo accepted this challenge of complexity of an interconnected world during project management skills. So I guess you can, for our participants, you can either raise your hand and ask a question, or you can type it in. Samson only asked if all of the participants can get slides that were used during the presentation. Raphael, I guess you will share it with us. Okay. Nathan? Hello, Nathan, you're unmuted. You raised your hand. Nathan, can you hear me?
I think he didn't want to ask anything. It was like accidentally.
Okay.
Okay. I have actually a question. I have a question for Raphael.
Okay.
I wanted to understand how kind of like this possibility or ability to deal with complexity. Is it something that I can learn by reading books, or is it something that comes by experience?
I guess it's a bit of both. I developed it working in a project. I worked in a project, a very big project, which was 80, $90 billion project, and I saw a lot of complexity in it. And I had a mentor who taught me very well. I guess he taught me very well about how to deal with that. And if you want to understand better, I'm reading this right now. It's a book about complexity, and I have some dozen here about complexity. So I guess it's something that you learn by practice, of course, as management itself, because I guess management, project management specifically, cannot be learned only by books or theoretical frameworks, but you can have a bit of both. You can understand. You have to open your mind. Because the key issue about complexity, when I see this complex word, is that you do not know anything about anything. It's very complex because everybody has a way of seeing the situation, and everybody just sees the situation on your shoulders. So you have to understand each other's shoulders. So you have to deal about how to understand everybody and how to be on the shoulders of them, on the shoes, to be more specific. So I have to try to understand and to emphasize that something that you're going to study for all your life. So it's not something that you're going to learn quickly or for a book or just doing. You have to open your mind and understand that you have a lot of ignorance inside yourself. You just know a bit of the picture, and you have a bigger picture that you're not able to see it all. So if I can share with you, you can understand and start to study this with system engineering or about studying Edgar Morin, which is the father of the theory of complexity. But you have to feel it in the field. So you have to understand this and to be open, to be sure in a project, it's going to kill you. So you have to have doubts and try to see these doubts and to make this move forward. So I guess that's what I think about understanding and learning and teaching complexity, because when you have an open environment in a project, you can talk to people, people can share with you the point of view that they have, and you have every time you have something to learn. So about complexity, I guess both are applied to that. You can learn this by experience, but it's kind of not complete experience. And you can learn this by book, but it's not completely as well. So we have to merge doing and studying.
Josipa, where are you?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for your very detailed answer. Are there any more questions? 1 more minute, or even less if I don't see any raised hands. I guess this is it. Raphael, thank you. Obrigada. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and effort, and for supporting our young project managers from all around the world. Well, in Brazil, it's still morning, so I hope you had your coffee. And yeah, you did. From my point of view, greetings from Croatia, and from the rest of the core team, greetings from Prague. And have a oh wait, sorry, Carla. Hello.
Do you hear me? Hello.
Yeah. Hello, Carla. Do you have a question for Raphael? Or
Yeah. Hello to
okay.
Raphael and you, Josip. I am also from Croatia.
I know.
I have a question for Raphael. I also asked that few project managers in Zagreb. Can you, as a young project manager, succeed in today's world, the business world, by being honest and, how should I say, correct with all the participants in projects? And because I have a little work experience, and it teach me. It kind of wants me to teach me. It wants to teach me that you have to do some stuff that are maybe not unlegal is maybe a tough word, but I'm not sure if you get the point what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. I guess I got, but we're going to share here and see if I can answer your question. It's a very complex question, because it depends on you and the legal system and the society that you are into. So I'm going to tell you about a bit of my experience. I am a very transparent person, but I only say today what needs to be said, and sometimes I make it wrong. Okay, I'm not. Sometimes you miss the point, but what I understood with my years is that when you try to be honest and too transparent, doesn't mean that you have to say everything for everybody every time. So you have to understand which things you're going to say and which things you're not going to say on that moment. And you have to wait for a clear moment or a better moment to say it. But when you talk about the legal approach, it depends on everybody's understanding of it's right or wrong. And I'm not here to judge it. Everybody has his own understanding of doing right or wrong. I have one guidance for me, which is I only do things that I can teach people and say to people how I did it. Because I cannot say how I achieved that result. Well, it is probably wrong. So it's about yourself. How do you commit to yourself? Which values do you have? I had some projects that I work into that I see these illegal parts that you say, the dark side of project management, that were used to, to make things wrong or to hide some information that needs to be told to not only to the stakeholders, but to the shareholders itself. And people lie. And what I did is I do not judge, because I do not work in the justice here in Brazil, but I just left the project. So I said, okay, it's not for me. Thank you very much for your opportunity, and I left. So it's about a choice. It's a matter of choice. And with time, if you see that ethics and values are things that you're going to be recognized for. So it's a long-term run when you're ethical, but in the short term, most of times, it seems that you're losing for the other smart people, that think that, oh, I know I have this, and you didn't have this great result, and I'm very smart with that. Please, don't go this way. It do not work, because in 10, 12, 15 years, people will recognize you by your values. People know you. And now with internet, not only with internet, but with the social media that you have, everybody know each other. So people that you work with that are not honest, you know that they are not honest. So it's a path that you go by a long journey, not for short run. So if I can advise you and to share my experience, it's very easy to go to the dark side, but once you go there, you cannot get out. So forget about it, but try not to judge people. It's very important. One thing that I apply to my life is that I do not judge people. I try to understand the situation and see if this situation have something to do with my values. If they are aligned with my values, I keep on the situation. If they are not aligned with my value, I just skip it. It's a matter of choice. We have this choice. So I don't know if I could answer your question, but it's
yeah, you did completely. Thank you very much.
It was very, Carlo, I hope you liked the answer.
Yeah, pretty much,
Just keep the path of honesty in your life and everything will be okay. Yeah.
I hope it will. Thank you.
Yeah. I think if you, Raphael, if they have any questions, they can contact you, right?
Yes, send me an email or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm available, of course.
Of course. So we have to move on with our agenda. As I said, obrigada one more time, and have a nice day. And I hope we can collaborate in the future.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye, and have a nice day.
Bye. So we have completed our part of keynote speakers. I hope you like them. And now it's time to move to a bit of a sad part, to say farewell, at least to this live event. But as I said, there will be still plenty of more opportunity to hang out, at least in this online world. Now I would like to invite our project manager, Katja, to join us to give a speech. Hello, Katja.
Yes, hi everyone.
Yeah.
So dear participants, yeah.
Sorry, you can. It's the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Josipa. Okay, so dear participants, let me congratulate you. So you did amazing job already, and independently on the final results, we consider the fact that you completed this 24 hours of the challenges already a great achievement. So you were able to work in this distributed multicultural teams. You were able to provide the results, and you overcome all technical and cultural challenges. Well done, and congratulations. I would also like to thank you, all those who supported us, and so our core team, first of all local organizers, our sponsors, partners, keynote speakers, and also jury members for their great support and contribution. Without all of you, it would not be possible to have a successful event. And dear participants, I hope you are now motivated to participate in the next GeCCo competition that will be the 7th edition next year, maybe in another role, and you enjoyed the competition the way we enjoyed it as an organizing team, and you would like to contribute to give an opportunity to all young project managers or those who would like to be project managers in the future, to give them this opportunity to experience work in this multicultural environment, and also to give them opportunity to connect and to communicate with each other, although they are from different countries all over the world. So take some rest now. You did an amazing job. So congratulations and all the best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Katja, for these kind words. On the behalf of the whole core team, I would like to thank you for your leadership during these past few months, and of course in the following month. So to wrap it up, from my point of view, thank you all participants. Some technical info for the following month. Today you will receive an email with all necessary information. Just to remind you, considering that you participated here and you want to win, you need to know when will our award ceremony take place. It will also be like this online, and it will happen on December 9th. It's also Saturday, so you'll be able to join us. You can register today for this ceremony. After this closing ceremony, we will send you an email with all necessary info. And starting tomorrow, jury will start assessing your work. Other info, you have to make, or if you want to, but it's highly recommendable to make a post-event video, and you have to send it to our email, gecko.case@gmail.com. You have 2 weeks to complete that. Also, some of you asked regarding the pre-case study votes. You will also get a link today, and you can vote in the next 2 weeks. And just a small surprise in the end, there is still one more opportunity for you to win an award. It's one more prize winning contest, and it's called Why GeCCo? Simple question, but the key word here for you is to be very creative and to show us either through video, through short story, through pictures, what does GeCCo mean to you, why did you apply, and as I said, try to be very creative, and you have to submit it to our Facebook page, GeCCo, your answer until December 3rd, and we as a core team will make a decision and decide who is the winner. Maciej asked, it's individual or per team? It's an individual, right? The rest of the team, am I right? Yeah, it's an individual. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Gundax. And I think this is it. If you have any questions regarding this technical part, or you would like to say hello, maybe share your experience, we have a few more minutes for your opinion, experience. Just raise your hand. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia says it was a great experience. Thank you. Samson, I guess when it comes to when are we supposed to submit GeCCo experience, I guess you're referring to why GeCCo. You should submit it before December 3rd. So you have around 3 weeks to do it. Great work by Fonso as well. Thank you. Carla, are you raising hand again? Or wait. Our local organizer from Croatia, Ivana, would like to say something. Hello, Ivana. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Okay, Ivana, you have the possibility to say something if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently.
Ivana. Okay. Romel, thank you. It was a wonderful experience. I can also agree with that. One more minute for your
Darko, you are asking for those who have feedback to what mails to send it. We will have a feedback form. If you refer to like general feedback about the GeCCo, we will have a feedback form that will be sent after the award ceremony, I think. But there will definitely be a feedback form that you will be able to fill in and rate the different aspects of the GeCCo.
I think this is it. I think we can wrap it up and say that it was a successful event. Thank you, Samson, for your kind words. We're also very happy to have you on board. Samson said that he's very happy to be part of this competition, and it was a quite privilege with great minds. Each one of yours enthusiasm and hard work during this past 1 week. Coffee was allowed, Alfia. Don't worry, it's not cheating. So I guess thank you, Samson. Greetings to Nigeria back as well, from Croatia and from Prague as well. Gundars, I think you agree. We can wrap it up and say that it was a really nice event. Register for award ceremony, definitely. I know you're very eager to find out if you will win. And just if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or anything, and we'll keep you informed regarding everything. From Croatia, Zagreb, I say bye. Gundars, you can.
From Prague, Czech Republic, in the name of the whole team, also I say bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.